Hey guys, I just discovered Jamboard and had some ideas about it. So I wanted to share them with you and see if anyone had even better ideas. We can bounce ideas off each other. So Google Jamboard, I just discovered what it is. So for those of you like me that don't know, there's like Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets. This is another thing. So Google Jamboard. It's basically a whiteboard presentation or think like smartboard presentation, but it's like a Google Doc where you can share it. So you can share it to your students as a view only, or you could share it to your students as they have editing rights. So they could all contribute to the document and add images and words and text and writing if you wanted them to. You can also just use this as basically a smartboard, but it doesn't have as many tools. So instead of doing a share screen when you're in Google Meet or Zoom, you could just share this document and they can open it up separately instead of sharing your screen. So let's say I'm doing a lesson, and so right now the class is just viewing, right? So they don't have editing rights, they're just viewing it. I could just have my example up here, put in images ahead of time. I wouldn't do this because I would just use my smart notebook presentations and share my screen. Why spend time recreating everything? So I wouldn't do this. I would only do this if I was doing group work maybe, or a few small examples, like supplemental work. But this could be my teaching lesson. Downfall is if you're doing this on the MacBook and then you're using the trackpad, you're having to write like this. Gets a little sloppy. So I would prefer, you could also use the Jamboard and do it on the iPad and use a stylus, which is what I've been doing during this remote time. More importantly, I was thinking of using this for group work. So my idea was I could create a Jamboard ahead of time. You can change the backgrounds to have this graph paper, which is nice. It's an option. You can insert an image and have a graph if you wanted to. Again, though, it's kind of hard. If you're using a trackpad, it's kind of hard to really draw something good. So I wouldn't, it's an option. But what I was thinking was create these groups ahead of time, and then you can share the document. You can give anyone access to it. Right, so you can change this to edit or view only. So I'm going to let the students edit it. And then I'm going to, whoops, you got to wait. I'm going to copy the link. And then you could either post the link in Google Classroom, or if you're in Zoom, which is what I would do this with, share it in the Zoom chat, and then all the students now have it, and then create breakout rooms. So now you can put your students into breakout rooms and say, okay, you're going to be group 1, go work on that problem, group 2, group 3, and you've got 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, we'll come back and we'll share our work and then have one person from each group present. Now, how do they write their work? They could do it right on here and show the work this way. If one person in the group maybe had an iPad and a stylus, they could be the recorder. And I don't know how many kids have an iPad or a stylus, but they could also do it on their phone. They could download Jamboard on their phone and use their finger. That might be a little bit better. But maybe someone who has a stylus or someone who has it on their phone in each group can be the recorder. The other option is they can everyone do the work on their papers in front of them with paper and pencil. And then one person from the group take a picture of their work with a phone, upload that photo to Google Drive, and then you can just do this. I prepared this ahead of time. Oops, Google Drive. And if they upload it to Google Drive, they can just insert their work there. So that might be another way to get around this. So it was an idea of how to have group work kind of set up ahead of time, have the questions prepared. You could have images there. They're all looking at the same problem at the same time. The whole class is on the same sheet. the same demo Jamboard. So that was my thought. If you need help with how to put things in, I tried different things. This is just a text. I tried, this is a screenshot. I just took a screenshot of something from like a Word document with equation editor and then typed it in there. There's also something called Equasio. So Equasio is a tool, a Google Chrome extension where you're in Google Doc and you can handwrite something and then insert that thing into the Word document, and then basically you would just copy and paste this into the Jamboard. So that's pretty cool too. This is a Google Chrome extension. So if you have any questions, let me know. And also, if you have ideas on how to expand on this or how else we could possibly use this, that would be great too. All right, guys, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of summer.